Alright, this is incredible. I've never been this far, so I'm just down a little ways. And check out the size of these, check out the size of this tree root. That might be one of the biggest, like, one of the biggest trees I've ever seen in Ontario. Okay, nuts, absolutely nuts. It's turned upside down. Who knows how big the tree actually was. There's a piece of brick. And all around it are these huge hunks of this Pebble Creek. And this looks like wood. And I've actually seen this before. I saw some of this, the Toronto Brickworks, where I found some mashed up bricks in with this Pebble Creek. And it looks like wood, but it feels like stone. So when this was all brick, before it transitioned, was there, like, if there had been some tree growing through the brick or on the brick, could some of the wood have been petrified alongside the brick, leaving that? I don't know. But check out, like, come on, really? Seriously, like, look at this. Yeah, this is just here. Yeah, it's just here. Yeah, and these huge trees just kind of grew, or, you know, or we placed it around these big, huge trees. Yeah, no, not a chance. Coming right out of the earth. And is this more wood? Okay, let's keep going. Here's a nice example of these huge blocks transitioning to gravel and then into sand and then blending right into the bank of the bluffs. Yeah. Holding on, holding on. Oh, really getting dusted up here. And then sand. And it's neat how these trees are growing on these rock piles. Of course, we know that they're feasting off the C14 left over by the melted bricks. There's a big tree here. You can see. Let's see this one. Sorry, just heard something like that. These trees growing right out of this. Amazing. And look, I like how this Pebble Creek is mixed in with these, what we would call rocks. Okay, yeah, no, it's the same. Just a different stage. You can see the brick ones here. Almost curtained here. Alright, there's another massive tree that's toppled over. Anyway, just coming up here to the bank. It's quite steep here. We have more of this Pebble Creek coming right out of the ground. I saw this and I can't get that out, but yeah, there's a brick that's been exposed from when this tree tilted over, fell over. And look how orange this water is here from the C14 in the soil. You really see it. Nice, eh? Alright, this is cool. I don't know if I'll be able to capture this very well. It's quite dark. But you can see here in the water, there's a large hunk of Pebble Creek, large pebbles, just like these beach pebbles, okay? And then right next to it is what looks like a rock. Okay, we'd call that a rock. Next to that is another lighter shade of the Pebble Creek. Looks like a rock, but then look at these two. Look at the divots in them. Can you see that? There's like little pot marks. And I wonder if those are created when, during transition, when the Pebble Creek finally releases the pebbles, if they leave little divots like that until it transitions further, or whatever the next stage is at that point. I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. Then it's like a rock. This rock, you can see brick lines. It's fairly ridiculous and so obvious. I don't know if you can see that there. It's fairly dark. And then this almost looks like melted. Like it looks like ice almost, like melted chunks of ice. We'll go over there and take a look. And then we've got these rocks here. Like, what are these doing here? Okay? Nobody put these here. So silly. Oh, we've got a good number to look at up here. Oh yeah, I can do it in a second. So look here. See? This is what I'm talking about. I wonder if, or is that, I mean, you guys know the terminology much better than I do. Okay, there's more of that Pebble Creek right there. Brick lines. This looks like melted ice almost. It's like a little iceberg. It's neat. Brick lines. Oh, that's ridiculous. Alright, let's go take a look at this behind me. See if we find any goodies hiding in plain sight. Pebble Creek, all sorts of metal. So there's a bunch of different combinations or different examples. We've got the darker gravel looking stuff. We have what looks like asphalt, okay, blended right in with all the rest. We have this, looks sort of mortarish, different grain of pebbleization, and then we've got some melted metal right there. That looks like a flat surface of a brick, or combined brick. Never ends. That looks like it's transitioning to what we call like a larger stone. More of this asphalt looking stuff. Transition. That looks like charred wood. You can see grains in it. See that? That looks like petrified wood. Feels like stone, but it's grainy like wood. Huh. 2 days into this on. Sorry if there's somebody coming. Just mindful of my surroundings because I'm alone and I'm fairly far away. Hi. There's the smoking gun I've been looking for. Just wait for this guy to go by. Alright, this is it. This is friggin' awesome. Alright, we just had a little nice look at that number there. Check this out. Oh, there's a little piece of pitch glass. Thank you. Okay, we've got brick. We have like full brickage combined with this Pebble Creek coming right out of the beach, of the Pebble Beach. And that's completely combined, attached, bonded, blended. Isn't that awesome? And I can't get that out. Oh my god, I must have thorns on them. Yeah, boom. There we are. I've got this metal coming out of it. Yeah, there's no way of moving that. Might be part of it over there too. Well, maybe not. Oh, this is bad filming. I'm sorry. Check that out. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. Alright, I'm going to take some pictures. Okay, so the metal that's coming out of that hunk right there with the untransitioned brick is the same metal as these pieces. Same diameter, same shape, rounded. So you could surmise that, oh, well, we know, but you know, just going from that alone, that this was all that brick, and it's just transitioned more. It's amazing, eh? It's incredible. Right, let's keep going. This might be a better angle. This is what I mean by how it looks like an iceberg. This is so smooth, it's ridiculous. And just has all these like ice melt marks. Same there. The line's going. The line's going. It's just neat. Very neat. All right, here's another cool piece of evidence. So I'm just at this other stone breakwater or shoreline. We've got these big pieces here. Also, it looks very melty, like icy, just like some of the rocks we just looked at. And look here. So here's a pebble, a beach pebble, that hasn't quite transitioned. It hasn't melted yet. So it's still showing itself in what we would call this rock. But you can see that, like, this rock was probably all those which came from originally brick. And that's interesting too. The pebble popped out from there. Okay, seriously, this is just nuts. The smashed world continues along this next beach here. You see brick coming right out of the ground there, the bank. And this Pebble Creek is mixed in these huge blocks. It's all the same, just different stages of transition. All right, let's go take a look. Let's see what we find. Of course, I'm running out of batteries. So I'm just going to look for the super obvious stuff. That's a brick, turned stone. Look in here. Look. This is right in the bank. Okay? Right in the ground. Like, it's just all that Pebble Creek, which is all brick. It's nuts. Oh, and there's a, looks pretty red there, brickish. Oh. Here, churned up brick, turning Pebble Creek. More chunks of brick. C14 cooked out, turning Pebble Creek. You can still see the flat surfaces of the brick. And you can see some chunks all up and down there. Look at this. The pebbles match. This is nice. Here's a piece of melted metal. And then there's a huge stone in the middle of this Pebble Creek. So it's transition that far. Melted metal, metal, metal. Like, come on, seriously? It's incredible. Wow. Here. Right out of the ground. Like, that's undeniable. You've got old world piping or metal coming out there too. Just amazing. And here you've got hunks of brick, C14 cooked out, but they still have some of their brick shape transitioning. Just keeps going and going. This whole shoreline. Pebbleized brick. there's another smoking gun coming up. That's pretty cool, that flat surface there. Former brick. And look at this Pebble Creek. Got some big stones in that one. It's really stonified. There's, oh, fuck. Coming right out of the ground. Metal on it. Okay, I'm going to turn this off because I'm going to run out. Okay, this might be my last video because I'm about to run out of batteries. I'm just against the bank here. There's lots of water coming through non-stop. We've got the Pebble Creek. Matches the pebbles pretty much exactly right next to it on the beach. But here's an example of this black Pebble Creek. Okay, that's fused right into the ground. Okay, and it's coming right out of the ground. Okay, and you can see a layer of it. It's a layer of this black Pebble Creek at the bottom of this bank. So it just goes to show that it's all the same, except it comes in so many different colors and forms. It's incredible. The water just never quits. It's amazing. All right, I'm going to try to show you this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it justice, but I just studied this rock here on the beach, and this is the coolest rock. Because, well, the first thing that caught my eye was here's another pebble that's completely fused into this, what we call rock. So all of this is, I think, a later transition than when it was like Pebble Creek. But you can still see, like, look how bumpy this is. It's like you can still see the pebbles, but it now has this glaze on it. It's like, it's so soft and shiny, but you can still see the individual stones, but it's just been scorched even more. And then when you come over here, you can see the more clear Pebble Creek. Okay, but it's bubbling through. Okay, and I just can't get over how soft it is. C14 is all being squeezed out. It's incredible. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you this. And once again, it blends right into the beach. All the same. Got different stages of transition. That's cool. Let's see the shininess on this side. All right, really quickly, I might have enough juice. So once again, here is the Pebble Creek that's transitioned into, you know, what we would call, I believe, metamorphic rocks. Or that looks like, you know, we'd maybe call that a schist or something, I don't know. And that looks like a granite. Okay, but we don't build like this. Absolutely not. It's cool, huh? All right, one more thing here. Here's an example of melted metal on rock. So this looks, you know, just like a regular rock, right? Okay. But this is, like, that's metal, okay? So that must have been coming through the brick, and then when this transitioned, that metal, oops, the metal also melted and has left evidence of it right there. Yeah. All right, this is really cool. Once again, the changing of lighting is helping me a lot right now. Seeing new things coming back. So, you know, here's this, you know, smashed out world. Okay, the old irrigation. And we have another beautiful example of this Pebble Creek transitioning into like metamorphic rock. Okay. Pretty cool, eh? And that actually looks like a brick. Hold on, let's take a look. Huh. Yeah, that looks very bricky. Right there. And then we've got this number. This number. Oh, the lighting is not good for you, I'm sorry. That number. We've got some mortar on the side here. and something that's looking super brick-like. Neat, eh? And then we've got this Pebble Creek. And this looks like it's starting to glob together and transition into what we would call stone. This whole place, it doesn't quit. It just keeps going. It's unbelievable, the evidence that's here. All right, one more thing back at this old irrigation. This, I haven't seen this before. So this is Pebble Creek on the sides with small pebbles. You can still make out the bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the mortar lines. Isn't that nuts? Look at that. That's incredible. That's a really cool piece of evidence right there. It's all blended on the back. Whoops, sorry people. Ooh, that really echoed. I got that. And you can barely see that mortar line right there. You can see that those bricks have really blended into one. That's wicked. Nuts. Like, everywhere you look.